Okay, it's day 2 of my 14 Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day-esque movies, I guess you'd have to say. I reviewed lots of movies. Lots of movies have wrestlers in them, and lots of them are really poor. Like, really poor. And occasionally you run into a few where, a wrestler's in it. It's not the main character, and overall, actually a pretty decent story. And that, of course, would be Honor the Giant. Playing, of course, a giant in The Princess Bride. Now, I know some people are going, oh man, I hated that movie. Well, let's actually think about this movie, okay? You had, oh man, is that Columbo? I think it was Columbo. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Sorry. So you had Columbo and Fred Savage, the guy from the Wonder Years. Fred Savage is sick, so it's like, I'm gonna read you a story. All right, what story are you gonna read me? I'm gonna read you a tragic, epic love story. I don't want you to read that, Grandpa. No, that's lame. I don't want you to read that. So you have those little scenes interspliced throughout the whole movie. Ironically, if you remove that, it doesn't really change the movie that much. It was kind of, certain spots, it throws in little cutscenes to, break up tensions like that, but you don't really need that in the movie at all. So you probably could edit Fred Savage and I think it's Columbo. If he's not, I'm sorry. You get those two people out, and that's it. I mean, the movie is still pretty solid. Now, essentially, you have Cary Elwes. This is, again, one of those... He plays a swashbuckler, for the most part. He's a stable hand for Robin Wright Penn. Again, if I'm making mistakes in names, again, I'm entirely sorry. I do this off memory. There's no script or anything in front of me. He ends up going off, because he ends up being sent off to... I entirely forget what he's sent off to go do. I do. All I know is, he's not there. Next thing you know, she's engaged to a prince. Prince Humperdinck. Yeah, Humperdinck. Played by... That's Chris Sarandon? I want to say Chris Sarandon. And the guy is... He is the douche of Prince douches. He is, I don't care. I can't wait for her to die. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can wage the war that I want to wage, and everything will be absolutely great. Next to the prince in Braveheart, he's probably one of the weakest princes I've ever seen. Anyways, eventually, she kind of gets captured by a dashing man entirely in black. After, of course... No. First she's captured by the three guys. You have the giant, who essentially wants to... that's a test of strength, and he defeats the giant. Then he fights... is it Anito Montoya? I want to say Anito Montoya. If I'm making a mistake, again, I'm sorry. I know he says his name like a million times in the movie. I just can't picture it. Fights him in a pretty decent sword fight. So they both more or less realize, you know what? I'm going easy on you. I'm not left-handed. I too am not left-handed. And the fight keeps on going. It's actually a really decently choreographed sword fight. And of course he defeats him. And then he goes to take on, the Sicilian leader with one of those good old-fashioned, this is a mind trick. Yeah? Whose glass has the poison in it? And of course he wins. Then it gets to go through, what most people remember. It is the fire swamp. The fire swamp is pretty much called it because it has occasionally clicking sounds and jets of fire. And rodents of unusual size. As well as very wicked quicksand. Of course, they make it through it. Captured by the head of the guards. The bizarre suction cup water torture machine, which helps suck the life out of somebody through suction cups and the power of water. And of course, then, then it finding his body, the Springer the Giant find his body, take him to the Miracle Man, who gives him a miracle pill wrapped in chocolate. This is why this movie is awesome. These things sound entirely ridiculous, and they are ridiculous, but they're played so seriously that it works. And then they end up, storming the castle. They do a good job storming the castle, too. And the fact that, Elwes is laying there in bed, does this huge, I'm going to massacre you speech. Chris Rand's like, oh man, I can't beat him. And then it's done. He's like, yeah, I can't move. He's like, I'm entirely crippled right now. I can't. He's like, I can wiggle my nose. I can move a finger. He's like, this is it. Like, but I was able to punk a guy out because I'm that bad. I'm that awesome, And you probably think, where's the love element at? Well, he's doing all this because he loves Robert White Penn. I mean, this whole movie is about that one simple phrase, do this for me, stable hand, as you wish. Just leave me alone, as you wish. I mean, essentially it's a love story with enough action moments in there and decent, comedic spots that it works well for everybody. And of course, when you see that, the final sword fight between the six-fingered man and the Spaniard, it's done very well. You actually can have romance, decent spots of drama, not take yourself overly seriously because you have kind of ridiculous things going on, and it all makes for a really good movie. I've met anybody who goes, "Oh, Princess Bride, oh man, that movie's stupid." Everyone goes, "That's not bad." You can sit down, you can watch with your girlfriend. She can watch it with her friends. You can watch it with a couple of guys, and you know what? There's enough in it for everybody. So I know I went from something super heavy to something that's really light and easy to get a hold of. And I'll probably be swapping back and forth a lot during these 14 movies. So, Princess Bride, fantastic movie.